Now, an Emeritus Newsbrief, I'm Lynn Houston. Two warnings from the FDA. First, don't buy those online swine flu medications. Second, don't take hydroxycut diet pills. The FDA says products to treat the novel 2009 H1N1 virus that are not approved, cleared, or authorized by the FDA for treatment or prevention of influenza are a health risk. The FDA also warned consumers not to take hydroxycut diet supplements. The FDA has received 23 reports of serious health problems ranging from jaundice to liver damage requiring a liver transplant. One death due to liver failure has been reported to the FDA. Other health problems reported included seizures and cardiovascular disorders. Meanwhile, swine flu continues to spread across the U.S. The good news, scientists think they have a good start producing a vaccine.
The companies then need about 8 to 10 weeks to make small lots of vaccine to test to see whether they can actually ramp up and produce large amounts of vaccine and to produce pilot lots, which then can be tested to see what actual doses of the vaccine will be required to induce good levels of antibody in humans.
More about swine flu on the Emeritus News homepage and the Emeritus News channel on Mogulus after this news brief. President Obama announcing the search has begun for a replacement to Justice David Souter, who wants to retire after nearly 19 years on the bench.
He approached judging as he approaches life, with a feverish work ethic and a good sense of humor, with integrity, equanimity, and compassion. The hallmark of not just being a good judge, but of being a good person. I am incredibly grateful for his dedicated service. I told him as much when we spoke. I spoke on behalf of the American people, thanking him for his service. And I wish him safe travels on his journey home to his beloved New Hampshire and on the road ahead. Now, the process of selecting someone to replace Justice Souter is among my most serious responsibilities as president. So I will seek somebody with a sharp and independent mind and a record of excellence and integrity. I will seek someone who understands that justice isn't about some abstract legal theory or footnote in a casebook. It is also about how our laws affect the daily realities of people's lives, whether they can make a living and care for their families, whether they feel safe in their homes and welcome in their own nation. I view that quality of empathy, of understanding and identifying with people's hopes and struggles as an essential ingredient for arriving at just decisions and outcomes. I will seek somebody who is dedicated to the rule of law, who honors our constitutional traditions, who respects the integrity of the judicial process and the appropriate limits of the judicial role. I will seek somebody who shares my respect for constitutional values on which this nation was founded and who brings a thoughtful understanding of how to apply them in our time. As I make this decision, I intend to consult with members of both parties across the political spectrum, and it is my hope that we can swear in our new Supreme Court Justice in time for him or her to be seated by the first Monday in October when the court's new term begins. And with that, I would like you to give Robert a tough time again.
After his surprise visit to the briefing room, he left spokesman Robert Gibbs a chance for humor.
Will you shave the short list yourself?
I've been notified that Judge Souter is stepping down from the Supreme Court. I have this from the very highest levels in our government.
Also on the Emeritus homepage, the latest on the Chrysler bankruptcy. Some of the workers may be out vacation time. An Inspector General audit finds that inpatient rehabilitation centers have been overcharging Medicare at least $4 million. The latest on the biggest issues and public policy only at emeritusnews.com and on the Emeritus News channel at Mogulus. That's an Emeritus News Brief. I'm Lynn Houston.